639 button. I welcome everyone to this special day. This is the fourth day of NUMBREYO 639, from poverty to power. For the past 3 days, we've been showing you how you can move away from poverty to power. For the past 3 days, we have shown you how your life can transform within the shortest distance, shortest period of time. And today is the fourth day of NUMBREYO 639 with the theme from poverty to power. And today is the day of lightning. And I have been getting report today that there is thunderstorm and lightning in different locations around the world. And people are calling me and asking, Ayora, is it part of the day of lightning? Well, I'm going to find out. It is a special day, the 6th day of June 2020. So today's message will be a bit different. It's going to go deeper in certain dimension. And of course, this is a melting zone for science and native wisdom. All that three are going to manifest in today's teaching. Please prepare your mind very well and listen attentively with open mind. If you are here with with a preconditioned mind, then it might be difficult for you to get the best out of what we're doing. Before I continue, today is the day of lightning, 6th June 2024. And today, in the later today, we are also going to engage in something very spiritual. But that is off the social media. That singular act is reserved for our subscribed members. I've been saying it even before the beginning of this event that there are some benefits that come with subscribing for membership, and subscription is free. So to this evening, our subscribed members will be treated with something sumptuous. None of them will end today being the same. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It won't be shown on social media. It won't be shown live here, and you won't see any replay of it. If you are interested, please go ahead. Today is a day of lightning, and as we normally do, our lucky color is yellow or gold. And I said yesterday that each day has its own energy band, and each energy band has got its own color. Some of us who know a little about physics, you know about white light, and they tell you that when white light passes through a prism, it splits into different colors, of which you see as rainbow. So, and each color has got its own energy properties. So, today our lucky color is gold or yellow. So you can, if you don't have any material related to that color, you can easily change your display picture or your screensaver with the color of the day, so that the energy of the day can get into you so well. So before we continue, we're going to do our right, which we normally do. Even if you performed yours earlier, you can still join. If you haven't performed, then this is the opportunity for us to do it together. Of course, we all know that we face the rising sun during this NUMBREYO 639. We connect to forces. We say that that's when God's powers are at most potent. So what we do, we connect to God, the powers of God, connect to forces of nature. connect to every power that are useful to our existence and progress. And that's exactly what we're doing with this program called NUMBREYO 639 from poverty to power. If you still don't know the origin, please go check one or some of our videos. You can go to our YouTube channel and watch all the videos starting from the 1 day, 2 day, 3 to this day, day 4. You can see other similar videos there for our old events. You can see all that there. Please, yeah, we may not be going into the details of the origin today because of so many things we have to do. So we're going to perform our right now. If you're not facing the rising sun yet, that is eastward, geographic east, please you do so. Of course, we say that in the evening too, you face the direction of sunset, and you say the same prayer. So the affirmation or prayer for this morning, while you're facing the direction of the rising sun, you can say with me, fill us with your mighty power and protect us from harm, O Supreme God of the universe. Grant us strength, courage, and wisdom as you hurl your lightning bolts to dispel our darkness and ignorance. Send forth your powers of lightning to illuminate our way to the top. May light shine on our path. Let the light shine. So you're welcome once again. We're talking about the day of lightning, and it's not also a coincidence that today is Thursday. Thursday. I know many of us, we just born into this world and then we continue living. We don't bother to find out what have happened in the past, and we don't bother to find out certain things that we do, certain things that we celebrate. Certain namings around us, names and nomenclatures around us, we don't bother to ask, how did these things come into existence? Now today is Thursday, 6th June 2024, and today is the day of lightning. Now let me ask you, do you know how Thursday came to be? Out of the 7 days of the week, do you know that each day represents something? Okay, now Sunday is a day dedicated to the sun god. That is what Sunday is. That is why certain religions do their worshiping on Sunday, because their religion is also the sun is also at the center of their religion. Sunday is a day devoted to worshiping the sun. Monday is a day devoted to worshiping the moon. Now let me tell you, do you know that Thursday is a day named after Thor? Thor. Do you know who Thor is? Do you know who Thor is? Thor is the Scandinavian god of lightning. That is Thor. And they say that when Thor strikes his stone with his hammer, lightning appeared. So Thursday was named after Thor, the Scandinavian god of lightning. Imagine if Thursday were to be named after Thanos. What would you people say? And now let me tell you, for all these years, all these centuries, Thursday has remained a day for named after Scandinavian god of lightning, Thor. And all people of all religions, none of them had avoided that day for the event. None had said this is named after a deity. None had protested up to this moment. Then you sitting down there who just came into the world few years ago without trying to find out what is happening or what has happened in the past, without trying to find out the origin of the things you have come to believe. You sit down there and you look at your own Torah and you abuse it and you call it all sorts of names. Imagine if we came into this world. Imagine the people of as Thanos Day. Thanos is the lightning god of the Ashanti people. Imagine if people of Ghana woke up this morning and say, today is the day of Thanos. I'm very sure by now the organized religions in Ghana would have been up in protest, saying, no, why are you dedicating a day to a deity? No, it is how do they normally say? It is fetish. And they will tell you, no, there is no way it is contained in their holy book. You see? But all these years uh, you have been seeing Thursday, and you are never aware that Thursday is also the day of Tano. You know, that's why you need to get education so that you know what you're doing, you know what you're believing. So you don't wake up and you decide to somebody will tell you anything and you believe. We talk about belief. Belief has to come from self-conviction. That's why you need to investigate everything you're told. Make sure that you know what you're believing. And likewise, all the days of the week, they are all named after one god, one deity or the other. All of them, the whole 7 days. Likewise, the planets you see, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, they were all named after Roman gods. And it has become acceptable by everybody, all religions. If you in Ghana decide to name and say, okay, let's celebrate a day like this for so, 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 and so, deity of our ancestors, I'm very sure many people will be up against you. They will say, no, you're satanic. They'll call you all sorts of names. But today is Thursday, Thor, the day named after Scandinavian god of lightning. And it's very okay with that. Just because it's not coming out, just because it didn't originate from a particular place, or because he originated from a particular place. Because of that, it's very cool. You must begin to also identify these things with your local forces. And today is the day that we have dedicated to the lightning and all the forces behind it. Coincidentally, it's Thursday, the day of lightning. So if you're seeing increased lightning activities around your area, then you know that it's the day of Thor. It's the day of Tama. It's the day of Shango. It's the day of Amadua. Please, if you're hearing me, tell me what your culture calls your God of lightning and thunder. Please go to the comment section and you drop it. Tell us what is the name of your own God of lightning and thunder. Some of us will come here and say, oh, we're talking about superstition in the era of science. We're going to come to that so that you know how science and superstition are actually one of the same. Out of superstition came science. Like I said earlier, today's teaching will be a bit different. It won't be like the ones you're gonna hear you've heard in the past, because it's gonna be more of native teaching. We say we're a melting point of science, spirituality, and native wisdom. So today we're gonna be more a bit native. And I say, go to the comment section, tell me the name of the God of lightning in your culture. Share with us here. Today is the day we dedicated to lightning. Lightning is a very important natural phenomenon. Very important. It has always fascinated mankind. That is why, in all culture, they attributed that phenomenon lightning to supernatural forces. You know, in the olden days, it was more of what we call superstition. You call it myth, or you call it cultural belief, or you call it spiritual belief. That's before science came to be. And many people ask me, Ayora, why do you always make reference to sciences so much? Yes, science is God's gift to mankind. We're going to find out. I always tell people, you see, science is empirical, spirituality is hidden science, science that is yet to be proven. Two of them are the same different sides of the same coin. Most scientific discoveries also came from spiritual belief, cultural belief, and from there, proving started. And that's also the same thing with lightning. It fascinated early humans to the extent that they have to ascribe it to activities of the gods. And they were taught so many believed it. It worked for them. It, see, let me tell you how science came to be. Before science came into existence, our earlier thing, primitive way, they ascribe so many phenomena, so many things around them to spiritual belief, to spiritual activities, from rainfall, lightning, every tributary. You might look at it right because people will look at those beliefs like, oh, these people they didn't know anything. They're just superstitious. They were dull. They didn't know science, so they didn't know anything. But I knew as much science as you think you know today. The only difference is manifestation. You see, those days before science came to be, people communicated, people were doing their things. They will make sacrifice to the gods, and rain will fall, lightning will strike. Even till today, we still hear news of people, rainmakers, yes, and they still exist. I have seen some myself. I have watched some perform, and they'll tell you, yeah, there will be rain right now, and they perform certain things, and rain will start. And when they want to stop it, they'll also tell you, watch me stop it. I have witnessed that. And it has always come in clash with science, and science will be like, but there is no scientific evidence to prove this. Now, at the same time, you're seeing it working. When science was not there, the gods related directly to the people. The gods, they related directly to the people. When the people needed anything, they would make sacrifices, and those things were provided to them. If you had any opportunity of reading those ancient texts, you see when they make sacrifices, and when they make those sacrifices, you see those things happening. And the gods related to them directly. But at the point, the gods were like, we have groomed you enough to also know these things. We can't be the one coming down all the time to do all these things for you. Remember, we are evolving. Everybody races towards light. In case you don't know the ultimate destination for we humans, we are created to also be like God. So we are on a journey. That is why the more enlightened we get, the more advanced we are, and the more we are likely to do those things that God does. When they say, I have created you in my own image, what do you understand by that word, by that sentence? The image of God. Do you know what the image of God is? It means that you have the powers to do those things that God also does. Do not let anybody tell you that when you want to do those things, you're deviating from, that you are called to be a slave to God. You are not called to be a slave. You are called to be trained to become God. So, as time went on, the of course the gods saw that the humans of them were progressing. They were doing their rights. They were praying. They were doing their things. They were also asking questions, and the gods decided to be giving them that knowledge directly. And I tell you that if you have had any opportunity of coming close to the inventors or read about the ancient scientists, they will always tell you how certain knowledge was handed over to them in a dream or in their quiet time or in their meditation or when they were in their sanctuary or when they were close to the river or something. Charles Darwin, he was Galapagos Island. That's where he discovered the. That's where he invented the theory of evolution. So these knowledges, they were handed over to them by the gods. And they say, now you have to master this and you have to be able to teach this to others. That is how most of the scientific knowledge came to be. These are not conventional theories, so you also have the right to dispute it. But I am telling you because I know who I am, I know where I came from, I know the things that happened there, I know the knowledge I've come to share with you, and I'm telling you that why you are not growing is because you are so much dependent on God, so much. You want God to give you your food, your daily meal, without doing anything. You want God to resolve all your problems without asking any question. And when you want to ask some questions, certain religion or certain people will say, no, don't ask. You're not supposed to ask, just believe. Why would you believe without asking? It's from asking those knowledge will be handed over to you. It's from asking. So that is how science is. Even the ones that you are yet to receive tomorrow, you are also they shall also be handed over to you. You have to put your mind ready to receive. And that is why most of these things you see, they are named after those gods. These are the things you won't see on conventional books or those. Why naming all those things after those gods? If you feel those gods played no role in bringing those knowledge, these are questions you must keep asking. What am I trying to say? That what you call superstition is actually what gave rise to what you call modernity, to what you call the era of technology, to what you call science. Some ancient texts you see, you see some things happening. Even the invention of atomic bomb, it was also reported in one ancient text thousands of years ago. And there was also a report saying that yes, atomic bomb had been used on Earth even before it was used in 1945. And it was reported that it was used thousands and thousands of years ago. So what you call superstition may not be superstitious as you think. It's from monitoring the lightning. That is how the electricity you and I enjoy. That is how it came to be. Many cultures have got a name, and up to today they still have got events for their own gods. People will call it also some names or deride them, but they are actually connecting to the forces behind all that. Even that's why in science you see, once you discover the law, then you drive the equation, then you put it into practicals, and then that is it, it's done. That process is what we are talking about. Most of those processes were actually handed over to us from beyond. If you also open your mind on this day, you shall also receive yours. Today is a day we are dedicating to lightning. So please tell us what the God of lightning represents. What's the name in your place, your region, your culture? What is it called? Make no mistake, we are not trying to dispute any scientific invention, but we are telling you this is how they all came to. If you can operate in that realm, then you shall also get yours. You don't have to. As you are worshiping God, you are also asking Him questions. So the more questions you ask Him, the more knowledge He hands over to you. Because it's in His best interest to hand over those knowledge to you, so that you can be performing those things by yourself. Since humans got the knowledge of aerodynamics, helicopter, aeroplane, and all that, nobody talked about witches flying in the night anymore, especially in the Europe. In the 17th, 18th century Europe, it was very common. They will tell you witches flying at night using their brooms and all that. A lot of that was discussed in Shakespeare's books. But yes, those things were happening then. You can call it superstition, call it anything, but they were actually happening until the gods decided to say, you don't have to be flying this in this higher realm. We have to send it to you so that you can fly it in the physical realm. And the knowledge of aerodynamics was handed over to humans. And immediately that was handed over to them, they learned how to fly in the physical without flying, while also flying in the spiritual. But because they now fly in the physical, the spiritual flying becomes uninterested. You see, science has a way of bringing out those things you see in the spiritual realm into the existence, into the physical. That is the job of science. Science is just like uh, the job of science is to make these things manifest in the physical. In the real sense, they are not the ones creating it. Those things are already created by the Almighty. They are not creating anything. They are only discovering. And science is just like a medium to receive spiritual knowledge and convert it into physical use. This is very important. You may not find sense in what I'm saying, but very soon you shall find sense in it. You shall find sense when you begin to understand why so many things were named after the European gods. Until tomorrow, some of the inventions you still see tomorrow are still named after some of those gods. And you sitting down somewhere in Nairobi thinking that you know your religion more than the founders, you sit down there and begin to curse the gods of your ancestors and curse your ancestors too, that they had no sense, they had no brain, they were primitive, they were this, they were that. That is a dangerous way to live, whether you believe it or not. Wisdom is handed over. Native wisdom be handed over to you by your ancestors. Just the way I'm talking about the scientific inventions and discoveries. How come very of few? I know that most of my followers are from Africa. 95% of them are from Africa. And I always, with all the university you go to, how come discovering or manufacturing anything by yourself is so difficult for you? Why? All you churn out millions of graduates every year, and every construction site you see, even if it's 500-meter road, you will not see your type there leading that construction or even having any significant role in that construction. When you have millions of civil engineers out there, is it that their civil engineering cannot come into reality? Is it that it cannot exist in the physical plane? Is it that your senior civil engineering ends in your certificate? That even 200-meter roads, you will still not see anybody that looks like you as a. Something is fundamentally wrong with your learning process, and it's because you have failed to integrate the ancient wisdom of your ancestors with the modern ones you are receiving. You've decided to disconnect the two. And when you pull the two apart, and if it's even when you pull it, you're the one your ancestral wisdom. It means that the modern wisdom you need to stand. It will have. I said to you that today's discussion will be different. This discussion is not like the normal lecture you had from day one to day three, because today is a very important day for me, and it's a day that I love to celebrate the forces behind white men. So whatever you call it in your local language, please celebrate it today. You need to learn that culture of blending modernity with ancient practices. So, like I said, most of these science you see, inventions, discoveries, they are handed over to the inventors from beyond. I say it's not a popular opinion, but I am the one saying it because I know. And I know that they are handed over to them because of the connection they have with their ancestors and their gods. And because of that, it's very easy to hand over those knowledge to them. But you who are so detached from your ancestors, you can't even communicate to them. You are so far away from them. So even the little ones they did for you, you're not even maintaining them because you don't see any need, you don't see any usefulness, you don't see any sense in them. And look at you there, even in your generation, how many of how many food have you discovered in your culture? I'm very sure that what you had this morning was discovered by your ancestors. Not even food you have discovered in your generation. And you're sitting down there just because few toys were handed over to you. You're sitting down there using those toys to abuse and insult your ancestors. Some of you in their prayers, you keep hearing every ancestral spirit die, die. I wonder, who are you killing? He said, cast away your ancestral spirit. How are you casting away your ancestral spirit? Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a story. Somebody came to me and he said he was a woman. A woman, she said, I, Aura, nothing works in my life. I said, why? Everything about me has been a disaster. I asked her why. He said, they say I am possessed by marine spirits. I said, really? He said, yes. I said, okay. So that's the reason for your misfortune. She said, yes. I said, marine spirits? He said, yes. I don't know what they call it in your place, but it's very popular in West Africa. So it's very easy to tag somebody as being possessed by marine spirit or witchcraft. So I asked the lady, you say, because of you're possessed by marriage, that's why you're sick. She said, yes. I said, okay. So how many deliverances have you been to? And she said, more than 15. I said, okay. Out of those 15 deliverances, how many worked? And she said, if any of them worked, of course, I wouldn't be to you. I wouldn't be here with you. I looked at her and said, well, do you still need another deliverance? She said, well, whatever you think is right. That's what I told her. You do not need any deliverance. Yes, there are certain powers in you, there are certain forces that is within you, but you do not need any deliverance. What you need to do is to understand who you are and connect to who you are. Understand the powers that brought you to this world and know how to live with them for good. I told her, I said, you don't need any deliverance. What I will do for you is to connect you to the forces that rule over your world so that you can understand who you are. People call names to things they don't understand. Instead of them to be patient enough or be humble enough to study those things, they will sit at their corner and be blasting those things. Just because they heard one or two people blasting those things. Or just because they heard one or two people they respect so much blasting those things. I said, if I tell you I'm going to deliver you, what am I delivering you from? From the spirit that brought you to this world. It's just like me telling you I'm going to separate you from yourself. And the woman was shocked. She had never heard anything like that in her life. She said, Aurora, you can't be serious. I said, yes, I am. If I tell you I'm delivering you, what am I delivering you? You came here with certain composition. And what am I delivering you? So if I should take away all those spirits, I'm taking away your life. What you need to do is to understand who you are, understand the forces that exist within, and know how you can be in charge and use those forces. And after everything, the woman's life transformed immediately. Are provable. You can always be called upon to testify when the time comes. And her life transformed completely. She became happier. She started seeing those powers manifest. Yeah, she has got a lot of spiritual powers in her. That's what scared the the people around her. And they say, no, you are possessed. Try to understand what you don't know. And that's the same thing with many of you. They will tell you that your ancestors are the cause of your problem. Ancestral causes. What is ancestral causes? What are they? All you need to do is to understand your ancestors, understand the things they did, understand the ones they did right, and know how you can improve on what they did right. Today is a day of Amajua. Today is a day of Tama. Today is a day of Shango. Today is a day of Agrada. Yeah. So we are paying tribute to the forces behind this powerful phenomenon. And we are also tapping from the we are also tapping from those forces for our own good. If you see increased lightning activities in your locality, you better know that it's not far away from what we're doing. And lightning is a very beautiful thing because it has lots of light in it. To tell you, a flash of lightning can power so many homes only if you can harness it. Lightning is associated with and reliability. That is what is associated with. It's also a form of divine message. Yeah. Yes, yeah, there are scientific proof to all that. There are the same always science. So that light equal distribution of electric charges. That is what causes lightning. Of course, that's why it's predictable these days. The weather man can predict lightning, turn even in service in the process. That is why there's so many things that the process of getting so many things done shall be revealed to you. I'm back. Yeah, lightning storm disrupted signal. As I was talking, it just struck very heavy. A reminder. And then my signal went off for some seconds. Sorry about that. So back to the business of the day. We are almost done. Is the day just joining us? I've been discussing a whole lot. It's a discussing a whole lot, discussing superstition, discussing science, discussing culture, discussing the blend and modern, and giving you so many secrets on how you can tap into nature, into super knowledge via superstition. And we're saying that just a strike flash of it can power so many homes. And that's the light we are talking about. So today, I want you to open your mind and tune your frequency to the frequency of light. Lightning helps in intuition. It increases your intuition. When you see lightning bolt in your dream, you know that's something beautiful. You see a flash of lightning in your dream, you know that your intuition is about to increase. So today is a day for lightning. I urge you to pay tribute to the local forces behind your lightning. Pay tribute to the local deities behind your lightning. And I tell you that it's something that you will never regret. May peace be upon you. May light shine on your path.